When I recorded this video on the new features, I didn't really know until I looked and checked that this is technically Sketchbook version 8. So this is the brand new version. So I decided to make an entire course if you click the link below, and it's free. Learn Sketchbook Pro. All right, I'm going to roll the intro now. Doing an update here because I was going to dive into Krita a little bit deeper, and I got ready to teach something, and lo and behold, I opened up my Sketchbook Pro and there was an update available. So I got the update and I'm just like, okay, what's the update? Well, a few things have changed here, and I would say for the better. So first of all, let's look at the brushes. The brushes these are my custom brushes, and the brush engine, the brush design is a little bit different. So let's say we have our pencil brush here. I can double click that and you notice that it's laid out a little bit differently. So I can go opacity of pencil, and we can go hardness of your pencil. So put this back up to there. And when you get into something like the paintbrush, so check this out. So there's basic settings, size, flow, and strength, where you can dial this up or down. And I do like the way that they made the window a lot bigger. That helps out a lot. And they also have advanced, which gets into things like soft, sharp, radius with heavy pressure, and it's just organized a lot better. And so the stamp, you got the spacing, rotation, everything has its own category, the texture, shape, the way that it is organized. You got like the two little files, or the little categories, the subcategories that are in here. And I think that this makes creating your own brushes a lot easier. So that's one of the biggest improvements on here. Now, when we're talking about the brush engine, this is one little subtle thing that they added, which I think is huge. So let's look at the brush library. So now, one of the problems that I always had was I would always move things around. And let's say I wanted to, there's a Copic already over there. Let's say I wanted to take this brush and put it over there. And I would be able just to move it over here, and that's fine, no problem. However, maybe I just wanted to paint. So now what they've added is, you see, like, they have all the different categories. So we got synthetic paint, traditional, texture, shape, splatter, glow, and they got brand new artist brushes and pastels, and they have colorless, which are blenders. But let's just say that I just wanted to use the paint set. I can go over here to the little radial dial, and right here it says pen to palette. If I go ahead and click on that and release, my entire palette becomes a paint set, and I can go in and paint, which is beautiful. All I have to do is just worry about the paint. I don't have to go in and remember which brush that I had. And if I want to go back to my custom set, and of course I can add and subtract things, I can just go back to my custom set. If I want to work with pastels, I can go in and I can work with pastels and pin that. Here are some designer brushes, which are really nice. I can go back in and I can work that, and it's really very easy to get to. I'm really excited about the new brush engine that they have. The other new improvements is the color editor, which now pops up like this, and so you can play with the color wheel a lot better. You got you just can have access to different things. So it's one of those things that where just having the color wheel right here like this makes everything a lot easier than the color wheel that we had before. And you have these basic colors to start out with. You still got your Copic library. Nothing there has really changed. And everything is still really easily accessible. But the newest features that they have here that really stand out, that are going to help out a lot, is going to be your color editor and your ability to mess and play with the brushes, which are very, very nice. So I'm very excited about the new things that are going there. And if we just go through it, we have the other thing about this is that Let me go ahead and take that off. I can go ahead and I can hit spacebar. I usually had to hit spacebar to zoom in and out, but now on Windows 10 you can use your middle mouse wheel. Now, and I don't really remember doing that before. So that's another one of the things that they added. I thought that was good. They didn't mess with the flood fill button, which is really good. And the text layer is all the ruler is still the same. The ellipse tool is the same. And most of the other, there's no differences with the perspective guide. And so there you go. So those are the newest updates to Sketchbook Pro that are different. We also have, well, I guess with the layers, to me it seems a bit more. There's a lot more space to it. It's a lot larger. I'd probably maximize the size of this. But the layers are a little bit better to access. I really didn't even notice the color labels before, to be honest with you, because I can't really remember ever using them. And so now I can put everything on the color label. I think they had it before. I just didn't notice it. It was just something about the way that they redesigned the interface that works a lot better. And I do like the fact that now when I highlight this, it turns this nice bright blue. Maybe it's my monitor. I don't know. But if you've ever thought about checking out Sketchbook Pro, then I would without a doubt say that now is the time to check that out, because they've got the coolest feature without a doubt is the brush engine that they updated, and the color editor, which makes everything so much more lovely to work with. I said lovely, I know, whatever. So that's it. That's just my little quick review of the Sketchbook Pro. I forget which version this is, 7 point something. Let's see what it is. And let me do this. Do you want to save change? No. So now I'm going to go into the animation portion of it. And I didn't really, to be honest with you, I didn't review the animation stuff before, as I am not an animator. I am not qualified to be teaching anyone any sort of animation. And I really did not understand the animation, to be honest with you. But they made this, excuse me, a lot easier. I can check out my pixel dimensions, number of frames. So you got 24 frames per second. So you got 10 seconds of animation that you'll be able to do. I hit OK. And this seems to be a lot more simplified here. So I'm on the first frame down here. Now the other part of this is also, and like I said, I'd never really mess with that. So I'm going to go in the background here. And I'm going to draw something. Look at that. That is awesome. I know. So I got foreground here, and I'm going to draw. Oh, I'm going to take that off. Then I'm going to take that off. I'm going to draw this circle here. And so right over here, underneath here where it says show previous hide ghosting frames. And so I can show the ghosting frame, and I can go to second frame, and I could see, and it ghosts over where that is. And I can go to the third one, and I can hit the ghost button. Now, I know there's this other one that it says next frames, where it shows, where it kind of gives you a few more. I think I screwed up on that one. I think it's where it's showing you all of the frames. So you can kind of, or at least the last 3, it looks like. And all I have to do is just keep clicking this, and it's showing me what's going on. Now you can tell that I am a master animator by looking at this. But I just want to show you that this is, let's get to 13 frames. So now, if I want to do this, I want to hit play. Now the cool thing, if you notice, is that since I put that little edge on the background layer, it'll stay there. And I'm sure, like some of you animators, I'm sure that you're probably using a different software to animate. But for somebody like me who's who's a novice at it, I'm just looking at it like this, like, okay, I can put a background here and it'll stay there, and then I can go to the foreground and do the animation. And let me stop this. It's kind of driving me crazy. And so loop, I guess it loops the animation, which that was doing before. And if you take that off, I guess it won't. So auto keyframe. I don't quite know enough about animation. I know what a keyframe is, but I'm not quite sure what that does. So I do apologize, but there's not very much going on here. So we got duplicate keyframe, which is going to duplicate the frame I'm assuming that you're looking on. And then we got insert empty keyframe, which I think speaks for itself, and clear keyframe. So with the animation tool, it just seems it's a lot more accessible to me. If I just want to play around with some animation, I can do that now. And for those of you that are like me that don't do animation and have kind of played around with it a little bit, this is absolutely perfect for us. I don't know if this will quite make the needs of an animator, but for me to practice on, because I did sign up for an animation course because I just don't do animation, and the best way to do it is to have somebody teach you. This seems like this is just absolutely perfect for me to be practicing, the basic walk cycles or squash and stretch and stuff like that. So if you ever want to try out Autodesk Sketchbook Pro, these are the new features onto it, or the easier, more intuitive workflow. I highly recommend it. Really good stuff here. All right, that's about it. Peace.